Hello my dear students, welcome back. Myself Teacher Parul from Stella Maris High School. In this video, we are going to begin with a new chapter, that is chapter 2, Microorganisms, Friend and Foe. So, we will begin with this chapter. Firstly, the name is microorganisms, friend and foes. So microorganism which is going to act in the form of the friend, how it is friendly to us, and how it is foe means enemy. Okay, so how it is going to act as enemy. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to deal about the microorganism, which are the friendly microorganism and which are the foe. Okay, so let us begin with our chapter. Firstly, we will see the term what is this microorganisms. So, microorganism. First of all, we will understand this term. What is this microorganisms? Okay, microorganism. From the name itself, you can make out micro means very minute, very small organism. Okay, so microorganism means very minute organisms which we can't see with our naked eye. Okay, we need the help of the microscope. Okay, whether it is electron microscope or whether it is the compound microscope or whether it is the simple microscope. Now, microorganisms. Technically, a microorganisms or microbe is an organism that is microscopic, okay, which I have already told you. Now microorganism, it is also known as microbes. Okay, so microorganism or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with our unaided eye. Okay, directly we can't see them with our unaided eye. We need the help of the microscopes, or very few microorganisms are there which are visible with the magnifying glass. Okay, that are very few which we'll learn in detail. Okay, now these microorganisms are so small in size that they cannot be seen with our unaided eye. So some of this such as the fungus that grows on can be seen with the magnifying glass. Okay, only the fungus, okay, which is growing, they can be visible with the magnifying glass. All are the microscopic organisms. Okay, others cannot be seen without the help of the microscope. Okay, that is why these are known as microorganisms or microbes, because they are very minute. Okay, because they are very minute organisms which we can't see with our unaided eye. We need the help of the microscopes. Okay, and only the growing fungus that can be visible with the magnifying glass. So this was about the microorganisms. What are these microorganisms? Where are they located? Okay, what are they doing? Okay, that we will learn in detail in this chapter. So let us begin with that. So these microorganisms, they are divided into two groups, that is prokaryotes or prokaryotic organisms, or eukaryotes or eukaryotic microorganisms. Okay, prokaryotes. What is this prokaryotic means, which I have already learned in lower standards. Okay, but again one more time we'll revise that prokaryotes are the organisms which have nucleus in them. Okay, the example of prokaryotes is bacteria. Okay, inside the cell they have nucleus. That type of the organisms are known as prokaryotic. Okay, the example is bacteria. Eukaryotes, they do not have nucleus, they do not have cell wall inside the cell. They do not have nucleus also, and they do not have cell wall also. That type of the organisms are eukaryotic microorganisms here. Example of these eukaryotic microorganisms which we are going to see in this lesson, that is protozoa, fungi and algae. Okay, so one by one we will see all these things, that is prokaryotes, protozoa, bacteria, fungi. Okay, prokaryote is the bacteria and eukaryotes is the protozoa, fungi and algae. There is an image that microorganisms, they are classified into 4 major groups, that is the bacteria, fungi, protozoa and algae, where bacteria is the group of the prokaryotic cell which have nucleus. Fungi, protozoa and algae, they are under the eukaryotic organisms. They do not have nucleus nor they have cell wall. Okay. So firstly, bacteria. So what is this bacteria? Okay, bacteria are a type of the biological cells. Okay. Now they constitute a large domain of prokaryotic microorganisms, typically a few micrometer in length. Okay, they are very small in length, and their shape is somewhat spheres to rods. Okay, like rods, no rods, and it may be in spiral shapes. Now you can see here cholera. The bacteria of the cholera is there. The bacteria of tuberculosis, the two images which are displayed in your screen. Okay, my dear students, please be attentive and even open your textbook page number 18. The images are also given in your textbook. Okay, so this was the bacteria of cholera, the first image, and the second is bacteria of the tuberculosis. These are the prokaryotes which have nucleus in them. The next microorganism is the fungi. Okay, see here is the image of the fungus in the bread mold. Okay, most of the students have been seen only at your home. The fungus, the green color thing which comes on the bread, that is the fungus. Okay, fungus in the bread mold. Now this is also one type of the microorganism. This fungus which is there in the bread, you can see with your magnifying glass. Okay, so this was about the fungus in the bread mold. We'll see another fungi. The another two fungi are the penicillin and the aspergillus. Okay, now these fungi are the eukaryotes. Okay, eukaryotic cells, and they do not have nucleus, and even they don't have the cell wall. Now these two images are also given in your textbook, so my dear students, please refer your textbooks also. Okay, so these were the two another fungi. So the next microorganism is the protozoa. Okay, the two examples of protozoa are the amoeba and the paramecium. Okay, so these two are the this amoeba and paramecium we have been studied from 7th standard also. Okay, so they are the eukaryotic cells. They do not have nucleus and even they do not have cell wall. Okay. So these were the two examples of the protozoa, that is the amoeba and the paramecium. And the amoeba is unicellular organism, means throughout the body they have only one cell inside them. Okay, so this was about the protozoa. Now we will move ahead with the next one. The next microorganism is the algae. Okay, in algae, the microorganisms found are the Chlamydomonas and the Spirogyra. Okay, so these are the two examples which are given in your textbook. Okay, the images given here is little bit different. Okay, this is the animated images, but in your textbook also somewhat the similar structures are given. So my dear students, whenever I am explaining, you have to keep your textbook open. Okay, so this was all about the microorganisms. Okay, that was the bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi. Okay, now we will be learning about all these things about the microorganisms in details. Okay, before going in detail about this, firstly we will see about the term viruses. Okay, viruses are different from the other microorganisms that we will see now. Okay, so let us begin with that. So viruses, what are these viruses? Okay, now with this pandemic COVID virus, okay, you are very familiar with the term viruses. Okay, now we will have a look on this viruses in detail. Okay, so viruses, they are different from the other microorganisms. They are also microscopic, but they are different from the other microorganisms. Why they are different? Because for the reproduction, for the replication, okay, to double them, they need a host. Okay, they need something to replicate themselves. So they need a host to replicate, to reproduce themselves. Now viruses are said to be the organisms at the edge of living and non-living. Okay, generally viruses are not considered as living organisms. Why this is so? Because they need a host to replicate themselves. Replicate means to reproduce. Okay, offsprings, to reproduce the offsprings. Now the size of the viruses ranges approximately from 10 nanometer to 100 nanometer, means very minute. Okay, they can be seen only with an electron microscope. Okay, they are visible only in the electron microscope. Viruses are 10 to 100 times smaller than that of the bacteria. Okay, now viruses are independent particles. Now these viruses are independent particles. Why they are independent? Okay, because they are made up of long molecules of DNA. DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, or RNA. They have DNA or RNA in them, that is ribonucleic acid, covered by a protein coat. Viruses, they are considered as non-living. Okay, but if they get inside any host cell, okay, they replicate much faster because they are made up of the long molecules of DNA. Okay, they have their own DNA and all. So if they get any host cell, means if they go inside any organism's body, okay, they replicate very fast because they have their own DNA molecule or RNA. Okay, and which is covered by a protein coat which is strong. Okay, so they replicate themselves very faster. Okay, एक के बाद एक बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है because they have their own DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Okay, they are made up of long molecules of DNA only. So as soon as they enter any of the organisms, okay, whether it is animal, whether it is human beings, they got a host cell. Okay, now they got a host, so now they will reproduce. Okay, they will produce their offsprings. Okay, so this was about the virus. A few more things are there, we'll be discussing. So let us begin with that now. See, this is one of the image of the virus which is given in your textbook, that this is the virus of the bacteriophage. Okay, now see, in that you can see the DNA is there, the head is there, base plate, tail fiber. Okay, they are coated under the protein. Okay, now viruses infect only living plant or animal cells and produce their own protein with the help of the host cell and replicate inside the host cell. After this, they destroy the host cell and further infect new cells also. Okay, now these viruses, they infect only living plants or animal cells. Okay, in animal cells even the human beings comes, and what they do, they produce their own proteins. Okay, they have their DNA, so they produce their own proteins with the help of the host cell. They need a host, then only they can replicate. Okay, the host may be any human being or any animal or any plant. Okay, so what they do, they replicate there inside the host cell. After replicating, means now they have multiplied themselves. Okay, now they are double. So what they will do after this, they destroy the host cell. Okay, now they will destroy the host cell and further will, even the whichever new cells are there in the organism, no, they will start infecting that cells also. Now viruses cause many diseases to the plants and animals. Okay, like we'll take few example. In plants, tomato spotted wilt virus and tobacco mosaic virus. I'll be attaching images so it will be more clear to you. Okay, now in humans, the viruses, that is the polio virus, influenza virus, HIV virus. In cattle, picorna virus. In bacteria, bacteriophages. The image of in bacteriophage you have already seen. Now these few images of the plants and humans viruses I'll be attaching. Okay, so please be attentive, my dear students, and keep your textbook open. This is the tobacco mosaic virus in the leaf of the tobacco plant. This is the tomato spotted wilt virus in tomatoes, as you can see in the images. My dear students, please be attentive. This is the structure of the polio virus. This is the image of the influenza flu virus in humans. See the structure of the influenza virus, my dear students. This is the pig coronavirus in the kettles. See what happens to them. See, this is the pig coronavirus in the kettles, in the tongue of the cow. I hope you all have understood till here, my dear students. This was all about the introduction to microorganism, friends, and 4 types of microorganisms, viruses. We have seen different types of the images in this video. I hope you have understood this very well. And if you have any queries, you can call me on my personal WhatsApp number. Okay. So in this video, only this much. I will be back with another new video, new part of this chapter. Till then, my dear students, please stay safe, stay healthy. See you all soon. Bye bye.